Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. With the 4/5 divide you in half.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut Live. We are back to discuss all the movie news and movies that came out this weekend. I am here once again with RB3 in the house. RB3, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Happy to be here on a Monday per usual. We back at it regularly. It was a little later. That's my apologies, but thank y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of good stuff to get into, man. So I just kind of want to get into it now. Right off the top, this morning, officially, finally, for anyone who hasn't seen it in theaters, we got the official trailer for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. RB3, you had a chance to check this out. What did you think of the first trailer?
Yeah, it was, well, first of all, thank y'all to everybody who's watching. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. We got a lot of new subscribers this past weekend, so salute to y'all. But really, hit that like button. If you're watching afterwards, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. I didn't actually see, I'm gonna turn this music off too, it's a little, Odyssey, this is great. So I had actually saw the version that they had through in front of one battle after another, and that was exciting. The prologue was definitely a piece that was more about setting the tone and the mood and like those kinds of things. And this one was definitely a little bit more, hypercut, much more trailery. If you actually saw our out of theater reaction that Dylan and I did, and my boy Elijah as well, when we actually saw one after another, we talked about how, it was that particular scene with the Trojan horse and all that kind of stuff. That was really just like a moment in the film that they were capturing. This trailer feels like, okay, let's show you all the stars, let's show you brief flashes. You don't really get a sense of like the story or direction, but I'm cool with that. That's how I like my teasers and my trailers to be. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of conversations going on right now when it comes to this movie. The biggest one I just kind of want to get into, RB3, is the armor. What do you think of the armor in this movie? And I know that's such a hyper-specific film Twitter thing, but hey, man, the people who are talking about it, it's apparently not historically accurate. Not historically accurate. So how are you feeling about it, man? Do you feel like it's a little too much?
Nah, if we're people are just crying about finding reasons to cry about anything now. Like, nobody was there like during that time period. Like, we literally was not there to see it. Normally I am a big stiffler about like historical accuracy and whatnot, but that's really when it comes to like story elements or like elements that are specific to a character or the real life portrayal of them or how they change that. When you're talking about costuming or design, hold up, because I actually got a screenshot of this dude and I put him on the thumbnail because he was so rad. Gosh diddly dang. I'm finding that screenshot right now. Boom, there we go. This dude just looks awesome. Like, look at this. Like, this like black mask with the feathers on top. Like, there's one part in the trailer where he's like coming out of the dirt weirdly. I'm like, what's the context behind all of this, right? Like, Nolan's always the guy to like create a really visually striking story, taking the really something that really shouldn't be that visually striking, or I guess Troy, ancient Greece, all that is pretty nice. It's a nice style to dig into, especially cinematically. But Nolan takes what could have been a normal traditional sword and sandals movie and just elevates it to this epic, must-see, grand scale event, which, by the way, is like fictional, right? Like, the Odyssey is not a real. So yeah, F historical accuracy. It's some bullshit,
Yeah, I think he was just going for vibes and just going for like what looks cool. Like you said, he is a very visual first guy, and I think that's what he's going for when it comes to the armor, the look of the film. Something that really stood out to me, RB3, is kind of the fantastical nature of this trailer. There's a lot of sense of like otherworldliness, and it feels a little bit more heightened than some other Christopher Nolan films, I personally feel. And I kind of like that. Do you feel like this will be an opportunity for Christopher Nolan to do something a little bit more fantastical and fantasy?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, we see a little bit of it. You know, again, I actually really only saw this version of the trailer once, you know, maybe a couple times on my laptop and as, you know, prepping for the show, you know, this morning. But, you know, the version I saw, the prologue, you know, that was pretty like standard, you know, Trojan horse, getting out of the horse, you know, not really mystical stuff there, but they showed this crazy shot. By the way, again, shout out to my dog, Dylan. He hooks it up with the IMAX 70 millimeter tickets every time at City Walk. So I'm always watching like the biggest screen imaginable. And when they show the Cyclops homie, you know, like, and he got the one eye and he's like looking around like real quick kind of shot, I'm like, yo, okay, like there's definitely an opportunity for that fantasy, but also, you know, Nolan's going to keep it in that grounded realism that he likes to keep all of his movies in, textured and real.
Yeah, but in a way, it's like, I don't know, man. It's such a departure from Oppenheimer. It's such a departure from so many films he's done before that it's exciting. I don't know. I think it's exciting, man. I think obviously Nolan always cooks. He finds a way to cook. And the fact that he's choosing to do this, something that is a little bit supposedly outside his wheelhouse, in a way, kind of is. He still wants to do it, and he wants to do a really good job. And I feel like that's something that he's going to deliver when it comes to this film. RB3, what is your current hype level for this movie after this trailer?
I mean, it's definitely one of my most anticipated, if not my most anticipated. I mean, again, I'm showing flashes from the trailer on screen. We getting Tom Holland, we getting Anne Hathaway. You know, we love Anne Hathaway in this house. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just good to see, you know, we're getting a little bit of Zendaya in there, is apparently in this film. Of course, Lupita Nyong'o is sitting next to John Barenthal when he's yelling to the top of his lungs during the trailer. So this cast is incredible. You know, Nolan's always going to deliver something super, super epic that we've never seen before. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing on the big screen overall. Like, look at this. I mean, I'm just looking at how it's shot. It's shot from Hoyt Van Hoyt, who did the, of course,
Van Hoytema, I think, something like that.
There we go. Yeah, he did Nope, of course, which is one of my favorites. Of course, he started working with Nolan, I believe, on Tenet, if I'm not mistaken. If Dylan's watching, you know, might be able to correct me. It was either Tenet or Interstellar, one of those two. But of course, all the films together look absolutely beautiful, and this definitely looks like it's taking it to the next level. Man, I couldn't wait more. I mean, in Nolan we trust, right? You know, it's my number one most anticipated. What about you, though?
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. Yeah, and I like that you gave him a shout out as well, because Nope is one of my favorite shot movies of that year. I think it might have been my number one. I love how that movie looks, and the lighting in this trailer looks amazing. I think the lighting looks absolutely spectacular, and I think he's going to do something special when it comes to the design as a whole. Production design is going to be crazy, and I feel like, I don't know, man. Even if you just give me that, I'm happy. But the fact that if you give me a good story, and if he does a good adaptation, which I'm hoping he does, which I think he will, then I'm even more excited, man. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it for sure.
Yeah, I just, you know, and you know, with the adaptation part of it, like, I really don't know anything about the Odyssey. And honestly, I don't really care to learn anything about the Odyssey before I go into this movie. You know, the same way these history nerds get bogged down by every single detail of everything.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say you're triggering a lot of people right now, man. You're making a lot of people mad.
Hey, look, I mean, look, they got to grow up and just and take their medicine and learn. You know, we wasn't living during that time. Like, we gotta make stuff cool. I mean, gosh dang, people complained about 300 being historically accurate. Like, are we being serious right now? So, and then also too, like, I kind of get it, because if you see the fan base that Nolan cultivates, like, Oppenheimer wasn't just a hit because it was like about the nuclear bomb. It was a hit because it really tapped into the science community. Like there's literal people. I went to math and science school, so I know like literally people who are like really, really into science went to see Oppenheimer just to hear the name drops, just to hear like Heisenberg and the dude Kenneth Branagh played. Like these like are all like big names, and they're like, oh shoot, they put this in the movie. So I kind of get it. The history nerds are gonna look at it like this is their Oppenheimer, and when it's not fulfilling, they can kind of get mad, but F them,
Yeah, I think we got to reserve judgment before when we see the movie. I'm saying I think that's still the best bet, and the fact that he didn't want to go historically accurate and choosing to go a little bit more striking tells me that he wants to do something a little bit more grandiose, which I want that from a Christopher Nolan movie. So shout out to the Odyssey. We're both excited for it. Another trailer, RB3, that a lot of people are talking about and that people had the chance to see in the Avatar Fire and Ash premiere this weekend is the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. I don't have a lot of thoughts, but I have some thoughts. But RB3, I'm going straight to you, man. What you think?
I mean, straight to me. Well, first of all, how did your crowd react when the trailer came on?
Crickets.
Crickets? Yes.
Crickets, bro.
And this is what, because I saw Avatar twice, I saw it in like Torrance area, and people don't normally clap during like trailers there, and like shows, and people didn't really care as much. Then I saw it the second time with my dog Dylan at AMC City Walk, and that's the hype crowd. Like Odyssey trailer, the Odyssey prologue played, people was clapping, They played another trailer that like got people clapping, but then when it literally got to the Doomsday one, it was, it was crickets. Some people might have booed. I might have been one of those people that booed. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like kind of disappointing to see the trailer as it was, and also the reaction. But I'm happy to see the reaction though, because we should be kind of tired of this. You know what I'm saying? and in case you're not realizing how I feel about this, it's trash. It's trash. It's donkey doo-doo. Okay? I don't want Chris Evans back as Steve Rogers. Like, how many times you gotta go back to the same well? They already brought back RDJ. They already brought back, like, does nobody die anymore? Like, I've been saying this about the MCU.
Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. I've literally been saying this about the MCU since Infinity War. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take it seriously because nobody's actually dead, And this is just a prime example. They can literally give a character, an actor, a funeral on screen, give them the perfect ride off into the sunset, and still find a way to bring him back for the sequel. It just kind of gets my blood boiling a little bit. Like we've kind of lost all integrity as storytellers. Now, I'll stand corrected if they find a cool way to bring him back, or if it's just for like one quick scene or something. But the fact that this is the leading trailer for Doomsday is literally just like, okay, like, you're telling me he's basically going to be the co-star in this now. And it's like, nah, I don't want to see that,
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Not just for so many reasons. I mean, a ridiculous amount of reasons. I will try to not get into them all. But the first one is very clearly, in my opinion, I think he's the worst of the three, bro. The big three. When it comes to Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America, I think Captain America is the least interesting by a mile.
Yeah.
At least what people were claiming, RDJ was like, oh, that's like a one-time thing or something like that. I'm like, oh, whatever. At least he's like a big deal. And Thor is like, bro, Thor is like the most likable, probably one of the most popular ones. But Captain America, Chris Evans, especially after all this Sam Wilson controversy online, it really, man, I predicted this, and I told you, bro, you were there with me. I predicted this, that Marvel is going to start to get cold feet. And I knew it. I saw it coming with Deadpool and Wolverine. When it comes to like committing to new characters, specifically characters that are not white guys, like they are going to get cold feet. Like they really just give up on them, completely give up. And I think it's so sad. I think it's ridiculous. And the fact that I saw this with Deadpool and Wolverine, because I was like, this is just retreading crap and call it in a movie. And then when we were at Comic-Con and RDJ came out, I was like, all right, this confirms my theory that the MCU is just really just online right now, just reading Twitter, literally just reacting to tweets and just being like, oh, you don't like Sam Wilson? Oh, it's because he's black? Oh, let's just bring back the old Captain America. It's so dumb. Like, there's no vision, there's no forward momentum. I don't know. I think it's terrible. I think they're retreading the same stuff. The fact that they brought back probably the worst of the three by far, and the guy who got the biggest send off too. I don't know, man. It's so bad. It's grim. It's grim. I don't know what they're gonna do with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Chris Hemsworth Thor, like, I understand it. He's still alive, like, canonically.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like he's still alive and he just had a kid. Okay, I get that. You know, Robert Downey Jr. is like, okay, y'all bring him back. He's playing a different character. I don't love it, but at least it's a different character. Maybe he's doing something a little different. But the fact that it's Steve Rogers, who has been anchoring the MCU from like literally day one, coming back after, I mean, literally handing the shield to Sam Wilson at the end of Endgame. They put him in the old man makeup, so it was like literally a rap dancing. I mean, you can write a better ending for a character, especially somebody we've been following for this many years. So it's like to go in and either retcon that or, you know, make something, bring him back all together. I'm just not with it. I'm not with it. Now I have heard this theory that like maybe it's like the opening scene or like opening sequence, right? Like, you know, Dr. Doom pulls up to the house that Stephen Peggy was at, sees their baby, boom, boom, puts a bullet in both of them and takes the baby and run, right? Like maybe it's one of them kind of situations. And that'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? That'll be cool to me. But I don't think that's the situation given the fact that this is the first trailer out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that's the first one out the gate means that somebody at the Marvel PR team or somebody at the marketing department was like, yo, audiences are going to eat this up. Like, this is going to be our way to get people back. And like you said, like I said, it's falling on deaf ears and nobody cares, you know? I think the leak had partials to do with that too. Like, I think people saw the leak, everybody saw the leak and already kind of knew what it was going to be and kind of just shrugged their shoulders at that already. But it's just a disastrous mistake putting out that trailer and also just making this decision overall.
Yeah, it feels like there's no forward momentum. There's no clear forward direction. And there is such a fear of not committing. They want to be so, uncommitted and just be like, well, let's try it out. And then if it doesn't work after 2 days, we'll give up. And it's like, that's not how it works, man. You got to commit to these characters. And again, I've said it before. I've said this years ago once I felt like Marvel was going a little bit downhill, is that the biggest clear sign that I see personally is that they're not necessarily giving up on the characters as a whole. They're giving up on the characters' movies as a whole. Like, they're not even giving them a chance to be in an actual good film. Like the fact that so many directors weren't given the chance to make a good movie for that character, and then Marvel just comes in, craps all over it, and then says, put it out. And when you put it out and they say, oh, it's crappy. Well, yeah, no crap. You told me to do this, bro. Like, this is your notes right here. And then they blame the director and they blame the character. And then they say, oh, well, people don't like it, so didn't make money. Guess we're not going to do that anymore. I swear, man, it's a setup. It's a whole setup. I don't even know anymore. I feel like they just kind of want to prove a point. And then when that point is somewhat proven, go back to another OG formula and press the panic button and bring everybody back and make this, super huge team up movie that I don't understand. I still don't understand. Like, if I'm 15, why would I give a crap about a bunch of old characters that I don't know coming back? Like, why would I care? I don't understand it, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I feel like the audience has outgrown the MCU. And the way you could get young fans, new fans in is the way that they were going in 2020, 2021, 2022, which was Shang-Chi, which was, introducing all these new characters, introducing Ironheart. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had a moment where they did kind of get it. And that's what people say is like their rough period, like their down moment, but like that was just phase one. We were just running through phase one, you know, back over again. That was the same kind of performance it was getting. But instead of the confidence and the bravado of like knowing what, you know, that this is going to be something big, they kind of lost that confidence. They lost that confidence and they did too much. They produced too much. That's part of the problem too. But, you know, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see a scenario, unfortunately, a scenario where all these new characters, Kate Bishop, Ironheart, you know, Kamala Khan, Elena. I feel like there's maybe a world where they all get killed off, or maybe in like they did in the Infinity War, snapped away or something, you know. And then Secret Wars is just the all the old guys coming together one last time, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be, and when I say the old guys, I literally mean like Patrick Stewart, you know, Magneto, Ian McKellen, you know what I'm saying? Like 80-year-old geriatric Ben Affleck's Daredevil, you know what I'm saying? Like Tobey Maguire, literally all the old farts that they could cash in any drop of nostalgia left that they haven't already. That's what's going to be back for Secret Wars. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like if I were a kid growing up, man, and I swear, I don't even know. I was watching like some movie, some Superman show or some X-Men show or some X-Men movie, and some old ass dude came up from the 70s or something. And my dad has a reaction or something like that. And he's like, oh, yeah, that was an actor of the old one. I would literally shrug or roll my eyes so hard. I would not give a crap. And the fact that they keep doing this for the new generation of people who did not grow up on, like you said, 2003's Daredevil and Elektra. Like, who the hell saw that as a kid who's watching movies nowadays? No offense. I love Daredevil, but God, bro, like what? If I was a kid, I'd be so confused and be like, why are we doing this? Why? I don't get it. I don't know. We can get off it, bro. This is just, at this point, it's like, let's see what they do. I kind of think what they're going to do is like a split universe. That's kind of what they've been teasing at. They'll do two simultaneously run universes, and then maybe they'll eventually kill one off. But we'll see. We'll see. That's my theory that I just kind of made up when it comes to Doomsday. Yeah. And that Doomsday like kills off like one universe, and then there's another one that has to keep going.
Yeah, that whole battle world-ish or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, one more thing before you get off of Doomsday. There is this seeming through line that they're establishing between, you know, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers having a kid, Thor having a kid, and Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther T'Challa having a kid, you know, even though T'Challa's not here.
Fantastic Four,
Fantastic Four, yeah, Reed Richards. So I'm like, I wonder if that's the thing that is kind of happening here. Like, I do kind of wonder, like, is there's going to be some story of like Dr. Doom snatching up all the MCU kids and I don't know, like training them in the future or something. I don't know. I do think that possibility is a little bit interesting. That's kind of only part of the trailer. Yeah, you know, Steve Rogers, whatever. But the baby, like the fact that there's so many babies in the MCU now, or so many children in the MCU now, kind of makes me think like this is going to be something heavy. You know, Disney loves selling to kids. So I kind of think there's definitely something to that. I don't know what you think, you know?
No, that's a really good point. Yeah. And then I saw I think it's just a fan theory of what's his face? Damson. Is it Damson?
Oh, yeah,
He's playing Black Panther.
Yeah.
Homie from F1.
Yeah. Snowfall. Yeah.
And then somehow like Doom ages up the little kid or something like that. And then he like has like an age up thing. Maybe, but even then, even if they do that, yeah, I'm gonna say something real quick. Even if they do that, I don't even know if I'd like that. I just don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like the idea of like literally the next generation. It kind of goes back into like any other form of media that I know of, but mainly Star Wars, like the idea that only this generation, like only this lineage can be the ones to take on the future. And it's like, really? We can't just talk about people that maybe they were inspired by. And that's the point of other characters like an Ironheart and like a Kamala Khan. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd like it. But I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way to bring the Do versions back of everybody. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to the chat. At first, I was worried, man. I was like, dang, the Avengers trailer flopped so bad that we only had 2 people watching. But no, we have 5 people watching now. Thank you for all 5, including My other favorite Andres.
Yeah.
Andres Gallegos. Is that right?
Oh.
No? Okay. Gallego. Andres Gallego, my man's. Look who's here, man. Look, he said he's 34 and don't give a crap no more. MCU, more like meh, see who? That's a good one. I remember when Iron Man 1 came out in college and we were excited by the possibilities. Now it's just so deflating. That's very true, too. He also said, I feel somewhere in Burbank, James Gunn is laughing across the street. Disney, no, these are all those. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, and me and my wife are more excited about My Adventures with Superman more than any Disney Plus MCU offering. You're my
That's my show, man. That's my show, man. I love that show.
Yeah. That's truly, I gotta watch it. I mean, I like the first couple episodes of it. Heed my words now. After Secret Wars, I have a feeling Feige is going to call it quits. Maybe it's time. Lastly, Bob Chapek truly did kill the MCU with the order to overproduce Disney Plus shows. Yeah, I think we needed some of them. Like I think Miss Marvel was definitely a win. I didn't love Hawkeye, but I do see the value of Hawkeye because it is that like passing the torch, and it also gives us something to watch on Christmas. And but yeah, I didn't like Moon Knight. I don't know how you felt about Moon Knight, but
Moon Knight was kind of rough.
Yeah, Moon Knight wasn't it.
It had like 2 good episodes, I think.
Yeah. Moon Knight wasn't it. Secret Invasion wasn't it.
Secret Invasion was awful.
Yeah.
I think they ran into the same issue that they did when they tried this back in 2015 or 2016, not 2020, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's like no respect given to the shows. There's no energy put into the shows. There's no
crossover.
No crossover. That's the biggest thing. Like the whole point of having fans commit to like Marvel shows was that eventually they'll cross over somehow. And again, it doesn't have to be this complicated, like, I have to see every episode in order to keep up. No. All you have to do is introduce the character in a movie and have them be a part of that film's ensemble and then introduce them to the audience, new audiences who haven't seen that show, and it'll work fine. Like it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And I think that's what they kind of ran into when they were trying to make that happen. And again, they tried with the Marvels, but even then it kind of felt my thoughts on that movie, man. It felt like they were trying to sabotage that movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to sabotage the crap out of that movie. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, I mean, they had some good, again, they had some good shows, but it's like when they just do money, they just throw money at certain things and just like kind of forgot. Like, we're kind of seeing it right now too with Wonder Man, right? Like Wonder Man's kind of already getting thrown under the bus, like
it's getting buried, bro.
Yeah.
It's getting buried.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I've seen like maybe 2, like any marketing materials, 2 trailers, and that's it. And most of them have been like not even like, I don't know, retweeted by the Marvel account. It's weird. It's very weird.
It's like they spend money producing the shows, but they spend no money marketing. Or like putting the energy out, and it's like, dog, come on, like people want to watch this
for specific shows, very specific shows.
Like that is true. Like Agatha got a push. Wanda,
but
Vision,
Ironheart got nothing. Wonder Man got nothing.
Eyes of Wakanda literally came and went.
Got nothing. Those 3 things have something in common.
Yeah, you already know. You already know what we're trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, wait a minute. There's a through line here that Marvel is telling you that they're not a part of anymore, or that they don't want to be a part of, which is very disappointing. But RB3, let's move on to films happening right now. And that is the big one. Avatar: Fire and Ash came out this weekend. And let's get straight to the numbers, which is something that a lot of people are now interested in because of what James Cameron has done with these films. And that is 88 million domestic, and I believe it is 345 worldwide so far.
Yeah, estimates.
How are you feeling about, before we get to the movie, the box office of Avatar: Fire and Ash?
I feel good about the box office. First of all, speaking of numbers, we got a super chat from our man.
dope.
From our man's. Thank you, my brother. We was gonna read your comments anyway, man. But thank you for supporting us with a super chat. Second favorite undress. Maybe you're my first. No, I'm kidding. Just throwing money as fast as Disney is at a failed MCU offer.
Yeah.
Cheers, fellas.
Appreciate it though. Appreciate it.
No. Thank you. Yeah, they spending. Yeah, they throwing something. All right, they throwing something. But let's throw some money at the marketing. Maybe let's pay some influencers to get the word out there too. Maybe I don't know. Let's see what DC. Y'all see what DC is doing. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I mean, people always go. When people see the Avatar opening weekend numbers, it's always the same headlines. Like, it's a flop. It didn't open to what they thought it was. There's no way this movie's going to make $2 billion. Yada. But if you look historically at this franchise, they're always slow rollers. They always have a very even, like, week to week kind of carryover. Mainly because people are waiting for the best seats. Like, people, I'll tell you, I ordered my tickets for Avatar Fire and Ash for like Thursday night. I ordered it like months in advance. You know what I'm saying? And then when the day came, I looked at my AMC app and it just wasn't there. Like, I literally disappeared like completely. So then, I was worried. Like, I was like, yo, what the freak? Like, there's nothing good anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm going to see. To the point of I was not going to see it at all. I wasn't going to see it in 2D, that's for sure. And I wasn't going to see it in regular 3D. It either had to be Dolby or IMAX. And yeah, I almost basically didn't see it this weekend, if those tickets was lost. But thankfully they got recovered and it was good. But all that to say, Avatar fans, we not running to the theater opening weekend. All right. We maybe see it one time opening weekend if we get tickets, but then we wait until the Dolby theaters and the 4DXs and the IMAXs all cool down so we could go to each format one by one.
Yeah, no, I think it's good, man. I mean, we got to trust in James Cameron. He's been delivering so far. Obviously, it's not quite where I predicted it could have been, but it's still not any time to freak out, especially not in the first weekend. Like you said, this is all about legs, and this is the time. This is the season. Holiday season is here. People have nothing to do. The only movie playing in theaters right now, besides Marty Supreme, is Avatar: Fire and Ash, and families are going to go see this movie. I know that.
Well, it's not the only one. I think that's also
what else is playing, bro.
Well, I mean, it's that David, right? David is been huge. I mean, literally
that might be a wrench in the. That's a good point. That might be a wrench in the system. Yeah,
that's why that's why I think I hate to say it, but I really do think LA and New York, because every time I saw Avatar, it was always crowded. Like, opening night, I saw it again on Sunday, super crowded. I think LA and New York were all in. I think the middle of America usually comes in a little bit later.
True.
And low key, the David movie is mid America. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of audience.
Yo, man, JC versus JC.
Right. There's only one JC in Hollywood, and they ain't Jesus Christ. It's James Cameron. All right, a billionaire. But that's that. No. I do think it is. I don't think it's gonna make $2 billion. I'll say that too, though.
It'll definitely take from it, though. I agree with that. I think it might give a little bit of a dent into what could have been Fire and Ash. But let's just stop talking around it, man. Let's talk about the movie itself. I looked for a tweet. I looked for it, man. I didn't see a tweet from you.
From me?
What did you think about Avatar Fire and Ash?
Well, first of all, spoiler review. We're going spoilers, right? We're gonna do a spoiler review. Yeah. If you're not watching, and you haven't seen it, tune out. To be honest, these movies aren't that super spoily anyway. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a very, very good time. I thought it wasn't as good as the first two. I definitely think there are parts that are super repetitive. especially from Way of Water, like just taking beats from there. I'm like, guys, why you gotta go back to the wells again? I love the wells. I love my Thai, I love them. But yeah, exactly. They're my homies. Like I love them, but I don't need to see a whole nother third act centered around that. That being said, though, great. Had a great time. Visuals are amazing, and I look forward to seeing it maybe even 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, man. Obviously, we're big fans of this, but there's a good time to acknowledge that this might be the weakest one, and I agree that it is because, and I saw those tweets. I saw when the first premiere of the embargo broke, and everyone was tweeting about it. I saw a couple people be like, "Oh, it's very repetitive from the previous film," and I was like, whatever, I can look past that. I mean, I'm sure it's just really quality and it's really good. And it is really quality and it is really good. But I do agree. I feel like the repetitiveness, especially if you've recently seen it, but even if you just know the beats of the first movie, it is extremely similar to the point that it's frustrating that there isn't, now that we're in full spoilers, that's my biggest issue with the movie. There isn't a big twist. There isn't a Jake Sully dies. Or Neytiri explodes, or it's something big, something to make me feel like, oh crap, like I came to see this movie and I got something different than I got from Way of Water. And I know the Way of Water, Jake Sully lost his son, so that would have been something that I didn't want to see, but something that tells me Quaritch switches sides, but he never does switch sides. Like he ends the movie like close, smiling and escaping. Yeah. Close, yeah, and there's hints of it, but it feels like it's taking too long to see that turn, the turn to the light side, and that's fine. I'm pretty sure this is what James Cameron wants to do, is turn him to the light side, and I'm cool with it. But do it in this movie. Don't wait for the next movie. It felt like if Quaritch doesn't die, he's got to turn to the light side. But if it's just him having an epic battle with Jake Sully, and then finding a way to survive at the end and kind of winking at the camera and being like, I'll get you, Jake Sully, in the next movie. And it's like, nah, bro, I can't do this again. I can't. Either homie dies or he turns, because I am not going to wait for this guy any longer. Let Neytiri kill him, for crying out loud. Like, Neytiri was just about to kill him. She wants to kill him so bad. And it'd be kind of poetic if he dies twice by Neytiri. But that was my biggest issue. And then I was like, all right, fine. He won't die, but there will be some big change. And there isn't a big change. Jake Sully gets captured. He escapes. Cool. The Mekaina are safe. Cool. I'm good with that. And then we'll wait what the RDA is going to do in the next movie, how they're going to retaliate, which we know they will because they're extremely powerful. That's a little disappointing. Still beautiful. Still has a lot of great moments. A lot of emotional scenes, great action. The prison break scene was really cool, in my opinion. I thought that was one of the highlights of the movie. Yeah, that was the highlight. But other than that, this might be the weakest one, man. This might be the weakest film, which is saying a lot because I thought Way of Water was 10 out of 10. Like, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, like I said, it's maybe the weakest one. That being said, though, yeah, I mean, it's like still a great 8 out of 10, very high quality action movie. Yeah. Definitely, to me, better than most action movies this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no world where we can't live in a world where, Jurassic World Rebirth is like a 6 out of 10, and this is not bare minimum like an 8, because it's like, yeah, there's a difference between having a movie that's well made, gets through the plot points and, just does the standard thing, versus something like Avatar, the Avatar franchise. It actually does try to elevate the game, a little bit. Story-wise, again, more mediocre, but in terms of visual spectacle, in terms of like how these characters are formed and shaped and these performances are, like the directions they take, it is different. And but it is flawed in that sense. I thought the third act really is, to me, the weakest part. And I actually do think there's a place where you could have ended this movie that would have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually think after the prison break sequence, when they go, they break out. For me, the prison break sequence was the best part. That should have been the third act. Like, that should have been the third act. I saw somebody online say they could have switched the final sequence with the wells. They should have put that in the beginning and then like pushed everything else back. And then at least like if we had the wells in the beginning, at least it would have been like, oh, a continuation from part 2. Now we're on to the next thing. But they did how they did it. But I think after they break out of the prison, it's just Jake, Neytiri, and Spider all flying on the back of the thing. And then Jake's like, pull over. I'm about to kill this kid right now. And then like we get that little half fake. It was a kind of an annoying half fake of like him thinking, he stabbed, and they even put a sound effect of the knife going through something, but like he didn't actually do it. But that as an emotional piece would have been like a nice way to end it though, because at least we would have framed the story through like Neytiri's conflict between like her biracial children. You know what I'm saying? I thought those aspects were great. I thought the biracial conversation, transracial conversation, however you want to go with it, I thought all of that stuff was really great. I love the fire part of it. Well, before we go into that too, I was going to say one more thing in response to what you were saying. I think that James Cameron and the filmmakers would probably argue that their twist was the reveal of Curie being like this Jesus-like figure in the universe, which we kind of guessed in the part 2, but I was
gonna say we knew in Way of Water, man.
Yeah,
we knew. It
was already kind of confirmed. I did love her journey of getting to trying to like talk to Awa, and even that sequence of her trying to push through the wind and get there. It felt slightly like a video game cutscene, I'm not gonna lie, but the visuals, the thematic was there. The fact that her family pushing her to that next level is, a very deep, kind of religious theme right there too. And the whole face, the fact that the face kind of almost looked like a Sigourney Weaver, like AY almost kind of looked like Sigourney Weaver a little bit too, was a little funny. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful moments in this movie, and I agree. I think the prison break might be the highlight of it. I just think it's a really cool, like, badass Neytiri kind of thing, and I think that was the point of that, was James Cameron being like, hey, y'all forgot about Neytiri. She's built different, like she's next level. And that's kind of what she proves in that scene. And obviously the scientist, Jermaine Clement, switching sides as well is like a big deal for them. And then seeing the evils of the general, and then seeing the evils of the CEO, I forget his name. And then them kind of seeing the weirdness coming out of Miles Quaritch. Them feeling like, oh man, why are you into this now? Like, why are you into that girl so much? Like, that kind of tension was there. It was just a really well done scene, and I really enjoyed that scene, and I didn't know what to expect, which is really fun because I kind of felt like it could go either way. So that might have been one of the highlights for me. Also, I mean, the big highlight, man, how can you not if you're a fan of these films? Turuk Makto coming back, shout out. I loved it. I thought it was awesome, and I love that freaking red dragon thing, man. Turuk Makto, and the way that Jake calls him, and his little speech as far as like, tell every clan that we're back, that we pull up.
Yeah, even though it's low key the same speech like we get in every one of these.
It is. But it's still, I agree. That's why that was part of the repetitive part, but that's one part that worked for me, just because we didn't see him in the last movie. I'm talking about the actual creature.
Yeah.
And the fact that Loak says it though, and he cuts him off. Shout out to Loak. He says like, my dad gave his speech.
Yeah,
he does a lot of speeches, guys.
Right.
And it's true, but it works. I thought that was a really cool scene. I thought that was really cool. And then another highlight for me, and I know you didn't like it, but someone who did like it, and I don't know, this is just me. Those are my homies, man. That's my people. The Tolkun, the whales are my family, bro. They're familia. So anything with him and Payakan was dope to me. I love Payakan, bro. That guy, yeah, man. He's my brother too, man. I absolutely love him, and I love that Loak had to call him out, and the great mothers, all that stuff to me was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I think it worked in the movie just because I already feel the emotion from Way of Water. So, what about you, man? What are some of the other highlights for you in this film?
I mean, the biggest highlight for me, of course, is the fire or the ash.
Yeah.
Particularly Una Chaplin. I had no idea who this lady was before this movie.
Yeah, represent Taliesin Stark.
Yeah, she was really okay. I did not know that.
She's from Game of Thrones.
Oh shoot! Hey, hey, look, she killed it. She was definitely the scene stealer in every part. She was like eating up every piece of it, which I really, really adored. She was, and then I liked what the fire or the ash people all kind of represented. Okay, well, let me not say that. I'm sorry. What they represented is problematic. Let me just get that out the way right now. Like, there is this like sort of problematic nature to, first Avatar. They kind of are like a little bit of like that kind of old school savagery that we used to see in like otherness that we used to see in like all these other movies, but they kind of humanize that. Avatar 2 definitely humanizes all these characters even more. But in this one, they do kind of revert back to that old school 1930s, 40s cinema of like the savages and the warriors, and they all make like zero sense, right? There is some problematic layers to it. There's even gets more problematic when you start thinking about like, what does the metaphor represent, right? Like, they are kind of painted as like these extremists, terrorists who are trying to throw down the religion of Iwa, trying to throw down Iwa, all that kind of situation. Someone could read this movie as a metaphor for like Islamic terrorism, right? Like, and if that is the metaphor that they're going for, which is not, again, I'm the friend that's too woke, so I overthink these things. But there's a world where somebody could read this movie through that lens and be like, okay, like this is kind of overtly otherizing, savagerizing this kind of anti kind of movement. Again, the movie's never saying that. It's not in the text of the movie. The movie is just literally saying this is a terrorist group who is trying to throw down a religion. Now, again, if you apply that to real world, whatever. But, I like the idea of having a bad guy that is not, that is kind of in conflict with like this whole Iwa thing. And I honestly think, by the end of it, I'm like, yeah, in the hell Iwa, like, what the hell's wrong with this lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, why she always come at the very last second? We got to pray to her like 600 bajillion times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then all the animals got to die before she even steps in. It's like, come on, man. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was by the end of the movie, I'm like, dang, like, y'all was kind of handling it yourselves. Like, y'all don't even need homegirl, but
Varang,
yeah.
Yeah, shout out Varang. I kind of want to play with that a little bit, with what you're saying. Not play with it, but kind of discuss it a little bit more. And I know we don't have to make it long, but I almost felt like it was the opposite. Just on a actual like symbolism kind of aspect. On the savagery part, I'm with you. It was a little like, all right, these are savages kind of thing. But on what they represent, wouldn't it be the opposite? I kind of see like Middle Eastern people wearing MAGA hats and being like, USA, USA. Like, that's what they represented to me. Less Islam and more anti-Islam, more like, people from other countries who maybe want to be American and want to be like, we want the guns and we want to look cool in America. And that's what they represented to me, which is an actual thing that the U.S. Army has done.
Yeah,
they do. They recruit people from Iraq and Afghanistan to
ISIS,
people and spy and and they end up killing their own families and cousins and stuff like that. And it's pretty brutal and it's real. And that's what the U.S. military, intelligence does as a military group. So that's what I thought they represented. I thought they represented that, like the traitors to their own people wanting to be like American and cool and have the guns and look cool.
Yeah, that's kind of also a little bit of why I kind of got that, because that is like ISIS, right? Like, that's literally, ISIS was funded and created by the U.S. government to fight like the Iraqi government. Like that's literally how like most terrorist organizations are low-key funded by the US government, because it's like the government thinks, oh, if we give these people guns, they're not going to turn against us. But then long and behold, like, you know, it kind of goes that way. I think that's kind of like where I wish the movie would have focused more on, man. Like, I feel like there's so much more story to go with that. Like, I think there could have been such a fascinating thing of like the Ash going into that city situation and them being like, yo, F these humans. Like,
that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, like that would have been super gnarly. Yeah. But then it's like, we back to the wells, and I love the wells, but like, come on. Like, we passed that. And shout out to my homie, not, you know, I have my homie Dylan, who I see all the movies with, and I did Landmark Perugia with. There's another homie I have who's also named Dylan. He's a white boy. He said, you know, a sci-fi franchise is kind of in the shitter when we start to have council meetings. And I'm like, oh, dang, like they totally started having a council meeting with the wells. I'm like, yo, why? Like, why are we here? You know?
I'll argue against that, just because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, if it's such a big deal that they can't kill, right?
Right.
And if it's such a big deal that they're hunting them for sport and for money, then if they are like, nah, we kill now, they will not be messed with ever again. And I think that was what James Cameron wanted to do. He wanted to close that loop, because otherwise we'll keep worrying about them. In every movie, we're going to be like, what's happening to them? They're still getting hunted. It's like, no, not anymore, because they're flipping boats like easy money. Like they're killing people now.
Right.
So now that they have like a full defense and they, you know, they're forming a military now, no one's ever going to mess with them again. And we're done with that whole kill whales for their brain matter or whatever that was. That's why I was like, it makes sense. And that's the whole lead up of the movie. And by the end of it, you're supposed to be like, yeah, kill these dudes, kill them. Like, my God, this is what you should have been doing.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. I love the whales. I'm actually showing clips right now of the film on screen right now too. And actually showing another one of my favorite parts, which was the whole anti magnetism field that happens at the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
And that was a very satisfying moment for me as an Avatar fan, because if people know James Cameron, he talked about in interviews that he wanted to do the anti-gravity thing and Way of Water, but that was in the original script, and he changed the script, and then he put the anti-gravity sequence in the comic book, and the comic book is great. And we saw it here, and it was definitely a great fight. I do kind of wish it was the way that they had it in the comic book / I guess maybe the original vision, which was like a bunch of helicopters and machine guns going off into magnetism. Like that kind of would have been a little crazier and cooler to me. But the whole actual fight itself happening in that space with the fire behind them, that really showed the, like, you know, this is the fire part of the fire and ash that we was finally getting at. But yeah, that whole ending sequence was also, I didn't love the third act, but I did love that last fight that they were having on those floating rocks.
That was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say they had an epic battle in Way of Water, and I agree that there is a twist with it with the floating rocks, which makes it kind of cool. But something that you just reminded me of is that general. I wanted her to die so bad.
Oh yeah,
and I thought that would have been cool as a way for her to die, is to get like split in half by that gravity thing. Something, bro. And just when they're about to do it, I'm just like, all right, we never see her, you know, confirm this to escape or to not die. And that was one thing that I'm like, they're really making it a point to make her the lead villain now. Now that Miles, the Courage, is going to be probably most likely switching sides by, you know, the series end. Who knows how many movies it's going to take? Hopefully next movie. But they're making her like the lead villain because she was despicable in this movie. She was, man. And then another little cool detail I thought was kind of cool was the fact that the media, when Jake Sully comes out and when they're gonna assassinate him, and they're like, Jake Sully, take your phones out. It's him. And the fact that all of Earth hates him.
That was fun. I like that.
And then also the fact that we know in this universe canonically, Earth is dying. Earth is starving. We're out of resources. And yet we have every kind of tank, every kind of submarine bomb, every kind of spaceship thing that'll explode people in half, every kind of military weapon, like freaking flamethrowers and guns out the wazoo. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's America.
The military industrial complex is always going to win. Like they're always going to have money. People are dying on Earth apparently by the thousands. I don't know in this Avatar world, but they still are like, no, we need 20,000 tanks. Like we just need them. It's like, dude, can you do one less tank and feed a family? Feed like 20,000 families?
Yeah, nah. I mean, they had them big tanks, and they had them giant, that giant plowler that was the same one that we saw in Avatar 1, the same one that took down the giant tree. I'm glad that did kind of come around in this one as like a fun callback. That's what ended up saving Jake from the prison sequence.
Yeah, that's right.
That whole, again, that was really my favorite part of the movie. And honestly, if I watch the first 2 hours and 20 minutes of this movie, it is on the same scale as like Avatar 1 and 2 for me. Like it is pretty perfect. It is just the fact that we have a whole nother epic sequence around the wells. And I love the wells. You know, I love my wells. I love them. But it is just a little repetitive in that sense. And the council meetings were a little ridiculous. But, you know, there's I feel like this movie is so fixable. Maybe it's not fixable. I think on a structural level, there's no way you can actually like really fix this movie. It kind of seemed like this is all part of the vision to begin with. But there's part of me that feels like, man, wouldn't it have been cool if Way of Water was just all of the well stuff, all of Lowak's storyline, him going, because wasn't there a whole thing of him chasing Pycon in the part 2? Like he had to chase him out in that one too, like, right? Like he had abandoned and he had to like find him and bring him back or something in that one.
Yeah, but that was very brief. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, yo, they literally ran that beat back too. Like, wouldn't there be a cool world where part 2 was all wells, all water, and then part 3, and then they had none of the Quaritch stuff. Like Quaritch wasn't even around. Like, you know, that kind of felt like a separate storyline anyway. But all the Quaritch stuff would have been in the third one, and the third one could have been all Quaritch, like kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, I'm not the billionaire filmmaker, so who knows? Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's yeah, I think I froze a little bit too. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that I feel like that could be, I feel like the biggest stuff that is easily fixable and easily edited for me is a little bit of that third act. I feel like that third act is the one that a little bit of the action is a little bit repetitive for me. The build up to the action, as much as people love action and as much as James Cameron is known for action, I feel like cutting that more than cutting the emotional scenes is something that I would prefer, because I think it does kind of go on for a while, quite a bit. That third act is pretty long. So that's something that personally I would fix. But everything to me, I want to go back to her because I think she's great with Varong and the fire people, the ash people. I thought was really fun. I do want to talk about performances, RB3, because I think performances are really key because a lot of people are talking about her as the standout in the film. Who are your standouts and who are kind of the weaker performances that you think might have also stood out in a negative way?
Well, shout out. I don't know if you already read the super chat. My bad. My laptop was dying, so I had to grab that.
I haven't.
Andres Gallego, thank you for tapping in with us, brother. He said he got a run, 199 super chat. Much love. And Felice Navi. I love that. That's so fire.
Hey.
That's love. Thank you for all 10 of y'all watching. Again, show us some support through super chats. We will be reading all super chats.
One for me in this one, and it didn't bother me in Way of Water, but it bothered me a little bit in this movie. Sigourney Weaver, man. I felt it. I felt a little bit of the just saying lines kind of dryness to her character, and I was like, oh. And I don't think it's because of her. I think it's because she's trying to play a 15-year-old or however old Kitty is. And it just stood out. It just stood out, and I was like, oh, like I could take it for a 3-hour movie, but another 3 hours of her playing a 16-year-old girl. if I felt it. I felt the weirdness of it, the awkwardness of her delivery of her lines were a little bit stale.
Yeah, no, they were. I mean, that was troubling. There was a little trouble in this too. I mean, it's hard playing a teenager. She's 70 years old.
It is. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. I mean, that didn't fit. I will say I get it thematically though, because it is kind of like an old soul and like a new body kind of situation. I did kind of look past it in the sense of like, this girl she's young, but she has like infinite amounts of wisdom kind of situation. You know, they had to do this whole thing. Sigourney Weaver did this whole thing like, oh, I didn't actually kiss him. Like, in the movie, like, we had to stand. Okay, y'all don't have to go that far. Y'all don't have to tell us that much. Like, it's a movie. Relax. Nobody cares. You know. But like, I do think her performance was mad, but I think her storyline was honestly maybe the strongest of the film. So, you know. True.
Yeah, refining her faith in Awa, getting in the favor, I think is what they call it, the favor of Awa.
Right.
Which is a very interesting perspective, and obviously her having that power and her having now the knowledge of being Jesus. Literally, is what she is. And having that kind of connection to Awa. I thought, yeah, you're right. Her character works, and I actually buy that. Why not, bro? I buy the Spider Kiri ship, whatever that's going to be.
Yeah, I'm with it.
It makes sense to me. I mean, bro, I'm surrounded by Navi every day.
Hey, yo,
you gonna be single, bro?
yeah, no, facts. Yeah, no, literally, yeah, you gotta do it. So
yeah.
Okay, it looks like the stream is back and good flowing. By the way, thank y'all for the patience. The recording, the afterplay should be totally fine. It was just that little internet hiccup. But yeah, Travis Mitchell said Courage did act selfishly to save Spider. I speculate Iwa sends a Batchy to intercept the fallen Courage, and he begins to be protected for reasons he has to discover.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting direction.
Yeah, I definitely see the turn happening. It's going to happen for sure. But yeah, real quick, before we take off on Way of Water, the Courage and Varang scenes they were cool. They were funny. I already see a lot of memes when he's teaching her how to do the flamethrower.
Oh yeah, that's like every military guy's like imaginary best moment of all time. You know? Like,
yeah, and then I love her performance in that. Her discovering like how cool these weapons are is really fun too, because you could tell that that's kind of what she wants. That's the point of her character. Her character is very simple, which I think is fine. Like her motivations are like, I just want power. That's literally what he offers her, is like power. And these guns are cool. That's kind of it, which is fine. But the fact that she has such a giddiness to it was really funny, especially seeing it in Navi form. And I love that when she's shooting the flamethrower, she does like a mouth, a motion in her mouth, and obviously the score is kicking in, so you don't necessarily know the sound she's making, but it sounds like she's making the sound of a flamethrower. And that scene, I don't know if you caught that, where she's going shh, and it looks like she's going like that. And I thought that was a really clever thing, like something like a kid would do if they had like a flamethrower or something like that. That, and then the tripping out ball scene, I thought that was awesome.
That was amazing. That was great.
When it literally turns into like a video game
That's
from like PS1.
Yeah. That's what everybody's saying. It's like Far Cry. It's like the
yeah,
Far Cry. Yeah,
it literally felt like, oh my god, this is a video game. But that's the point. Like the point is like you're tripping out, so you're seeing a video game version of everything around you, which I thought was really cool. And I love Courage's smile throughout the whole thing where he's tripping out. He's like, yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah, he was kind of liking it.
Yeah, and he's like, whatever you want, baby.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like when he literally starts getting into the little trousers, like he's not even wearing pants anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like he's fully just embracing it, leaning in. I love it. One thing we didn't mention, I love the air travelers. I thought they were funny. I thought the dude like actively refusing to take Spider was kind of hilarious too. And then also like, you know, as some people on the internet has mentioned, like it is kind of funny that Oh man, I'm just showing all the random clips of Avatar now. There we go. That's the one. It is kind of funny that the air traders also wear orange robes, like the last Airbender kind of situation. It's like, all right, like I guess we are getting the fire, earth, water thing in this one, but you know, a little bit more alien-fied. But you know, I like it too, though.
Yeah, they literally look like air nomads from Avatar: The Last Airbender. But yeah, shout out with Fire and Ash. Obviously, we had our issues with it, especially the repetitive nature of it, but we both still enjoyed it. I'm with you on rewatching it too. I think I'm definitely going to rewatch this one.
One more.
Yeah.
Did you watch it in Dolby 3D or did you watch it in IMAX 3D? Or did you watch it in regular 3D? Or no 3D? You don't even like 3D.
No, I don't like 3D, bro. You know I don't watch 3D.
How do you not watch it in 3D? Wait, was it theater full or was it like?
It was full.
It was still full? Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I will say I watched it in both Dolby 3D and IMAX 3D. Dolby 3D is definitely the more like pop in your face, right? Like literally comes right to you kind of thing. Even to the point I was giving my girl like jump scares, like, oh, you know, like some of them little octopus thingies like jump into the screen.
Oh yeah.
That was funny. The IMAX experience, the 3D is less popping and less like in your face, but the screen is so much bigger that it just makes the movie feel like epic and granular, like you're watching, you know, Lawrence of Arabia or something. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, you know.
Yeah, man. Shout out Fire and Ash. We're definitely going to check this one out again. Now, RB3, you wanted to get to Marty Supreme. I'm sorry to do this to you, bro, but I'm going to check on something real quick. If you want to start talking about it or if you want to introduce it, I'm cool with that too. Just give me one second.
Cool. Yeah, Marty Supreme, man, you know. By the way, y'all, thank you to everybody watching live right now. We got a good number of y'all watching. I'm going to go ahead and take my boy Andres off the screen real quick and handle this review solo dolo. One second. But we also have an episode of Real Ones coming out this week as well. A new episode of Real Ones actually dropping hopefully tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Reviews coming, clipping out, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Marty Supreme. Look, Marty Supreme is definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Timothée Chalamet is one of my favorite actors working right now. He's White Boy of the Year for a reason. He's been promoting the heck out of this movie. Kind of this like real, like almost to an annoying sensibility, right? But
that's another conversation, but we got to get to that eventually, bro.
Yeah, no, we got to get to that. But we got to get to it, but I think it's a conversation worth having in the text of the movie because it's like when you watch the film, it is very much like this is his character. Like he's actually playing a real life version of his character, Marty Supreme. Now, if you didn't see the trailers for this movie, Marty Supreme is about Timothée Chalamet playing the titular character, Marty, who is a professional tabletop tennis player. Is that what that is? Tabletop, ping pong, whatever you call it.
Table tennis, yeah.
Table tennis. Ping pong, yeah. Fictional, of course, like, you know, fictionalized story. This is not based on a true story or anything. It's completely fictional. But it's about this guy, Marty Supreme, who is trying to be a professional tabletop tennis player. He's kind of a scam artist, not gonna lie, but he is the ultimate self-promoter, like self-seller. Like he could sell, you know, he could sell water to a horse. You know what I'm saying? Like he is just able to know how to talk people into doing the things that they want to do. So it is he's a great self-marketer, he's a great self-promoter, and along the way, though, he ends up encountering a lot of people on his rise and, you know, you can kind of say, yeah, on his way up that are pretty interesting, too. Like, you know, Gwyneth Paltrow plays this old 1930s movie actress who is trying to get back into it. Her husband is Kevin O'Leary's character. You know, Kevin O'Leary is Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. And this movie largely follows Marty trying to, you know, be like the Michael Jordan of tabletop tennis, including like making merch, selling merch, you know, like all this kind of stuff, making a name, making an image for himself, no matter how many people got lied to get it. Overall, one of my favorite movies of the year, man. You know, I spent all this time talking about, you know, the plot, but the plot is kind of secondary to the style. This movie is stylistically one of the funnest, the most impactful, very sensual, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the most sensual movies you'll ever see. Not ever, but there is a good amount of stuff that's like, oh wow, this is okay. And you know, shout out Spike Lee, shout out She Hates Me, shout out one of my favorite Spike Lee movies, She Hates Me. There's of course that epic sperm scene that everybody knows and everybody memes to death. We even put in our thumbnail. There is a equally great sperm scene in this film too. So get excited about that. In all seriousness though, the tabletop tennis sequences were like, who would think you would care about table tennis? But the way Josh Safdie shoots this is just incredible. Like literally I was on the edge of my seat. It also takes like Marty's conflicts as like to the extremist levels. Cause you know, these Safdie brothers, like they, you know, if somebody's doing crime, they're not just going to be doing crime. Like they're going to be doing crime to the crime don't crime no more. And there's gangsters, there's shooting, there's, you know, lives being threatened, there's kidnapping, there's dog napping. There's all kinds of crazy twists and turns that are in this movie that you're just like, whoa, what am I watching? To the point that by the end you get to it's like literally 2 hours and 30 minutes. But you get to the end of it and you really don't even feel the length like at all. Like you honestly kind of are left wanting to see more of this guy. And you kind of want to see like, I mean, I hate to say it, I kind of want to see a sequel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not that kind of movie, but you know, it is to me. So great film. Is definitely going to, this is one of the most dangerous movies for white boys since The Wolf of Wall Street. Not in terms of like gratuitousness or raunchiness, but just in terms of how white boys are going to start carrying themselves. Like after this movie, it's going to get annoying. I'm telling you, it's going to get annoying because, you know, Marty's one of these brash, you know, white boys that just don't, you know, bust into any room that he's not invited to and then just like makes a whole scene. And in this movie, it's charismatic. I know a lot of white boys, it's not going to be super charismatic for y'all, so don't even try to do it. But it's dangerous in how influential this film is going to be. But it's also an all-time Timothée Chalamet performance. It's an all-time Josh Safdie movie. I love that the Safdie brothers broke up, you know, like, because they not gave me just not one of my favorite movies of the year, but two, because I love The Smashing Machine. And you can very much tell Benny Safdie's more of like the actor's director. Like he's definitely more about like, let me show performances and let me give The Rock an Oscar versus Josh is like, yo, let me cut. Like, let me cut every 3.5 seconds and make you feel on the edge of your seat and make you feel all anxious about like a tennis match, you know, like, or a table tennis match, you know? So yeah, great film. I don't even know where I would rank it. And you know, in terms of like movies of the year, but it's definitely one of the top ones. The style of it, the performances of it. Oh, one little delta, you know, we saw Tyler Creator was in it. He was great. And his character his performance is pretty good too. I do wish we got a little bit more of his character, but it's already 2.5 hours and there's so many storylines and so many plot points. I get it. But for a movie about table tennis, this is a true epic, highly recommended. And it was one of the most fun times I had in a movie theater for sure. But you know, yeah.
Yeah, man, you're sleeping on table tennis, man. You got to see what they do in the Olympics, bro. I saw a ton of matches. They go hard. And now you know about it because you saw this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as someone who has seen quite a few, those things hit, man. That stuff is competitive.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a spectacle, too. So I love that stuff. This is all about performances, man. Where do you see this performance, Timothée Chalamet? Is this the Oscar-winning performance that he wants?
I want to see him win an Oscar for this movie. Yes. I mean, this is, like I said, this is very much like Wolf of Wall Street for like Leonardo DiCaprio. This is like, it's like Risky Business for like Tom Cruise. It's like the super charismatic performance that is unfortunately gonna motivate a dangerous generation of white boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, but,
I do, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, and you already see it. I mean, like this whole like him doing the whole Marty Supreme hoodies, and you know what I'm saying,
The
like
marketing scheme, yeah.
the marketing, it's a lot, and it's honestly it's a little annoying. But after you watch the movie, it's clear. Oh, he's playing a character. Like the real life of this marketing campaign is like Marty Supreme, the character. So I kind of get it, and it's worthy. It's worthy. I mean, he deserves it. The Rock is still my favorite performance of the year. Again, another Safdie brothers performance directed, but The Rock is still my favorite performance in the Smash Machine. But yeah, they're great. Cinema Gorilla said, "Let's boycott Marty Supreme. Let's not encourage it." Dang, I mean, I don't want to boycott it. I thought it was great. And then hear about the sperm scene. Bye. Yeah, no, you know, it's out there. Yo, Cinema Gorilla is not really Cinema Gorilla's not liking me hyping up this movie, man. Dang, like
Yeah.
Wait, what's the problem? What's the controversy? Like, why do people not like this?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just the marketing. I know a lot of people been put off by that. I've seen people be like, "Nah, I'm out." But personally, homie, I gotta say, man, homie's been dating a Kardashian for like 2 years.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden he starts acting like he's dating a Kardashian.
Yeah.
Like he literally is talking like, I was gonna tweet this out, but I stopped tweeting. He's talking like an NBA player. And I was like, man, Timothy Chalamet dating a Kardashian makes him think like he's an NBA player. Now he's talking like one.
Yeah. Look, I said it. Look, and I said it on Real Ones too this week. I'm like, yo, like, you know, I like, you know, I was sold on Timothy Chalamet when he went up on that stage and was like, I want to be the Michael Jordan of acting. I want to be like Daniel Day-Lewis and Viola Davis. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, all right. But yeah, he is like that.
Yeah,
I do think it's part of the maybe that is really Timothy Chalamet too. Like maybe the character and the role are like indistinguishable. You know,
I think there's something in there, man.
Yeah, I mean maybe for sure. But I thought this was a great performance, and it was like really amazing.
One thing I want to ask though is that everything you described to me, as someone who is a fan of the Safdies as well, is Uncut Gems. Is this kind of like an Uncut Gems kind of vibe?
Well, nah. Yes and no. Because
I remember Uncut Gems being frantic and crazy, and there's a guy and he's got a gun, and it was nuts, bro. That movie was crazy.
It's not okay. Like, okay, well, Uncut Gems is like a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that was like, maybe it's like, you know, I said there's like editing every 3 seconds. Like, it's not that extreme like Uncut Gems was or Good Times was. Like, those are both very suspenseful films. You know, this is very suspenseful, but it's not like you're not gonna feel like you're gonna have a heart attack every scene. When those moments do come, they come, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like it really turned up out of nowhere. But like, you know, the rest of the movie is very much like a character focused character journey. It's really like a hyped like, oh my gosh, I hate to even compare it to the Bob Dylan movie because that was like super boring. But it's like the Bob Dylan movie on like time 2 speed, you know? Like it's literally just Timothy Chalamet being the man, being the dude, you know, effing all the hoes, you know, like all of that for like 2.5 hours. And you would think it's annoying, but you end up having fun by the end of it. It's like, okay, I kind of see it. And, you know, this is just a great storyline. You could tell they put real money behind it. Like, the whole period setting was really engaging. Like, I like that it wasn't a modern film. It's not a modern film set in the 1950s, but they use like more modern music. Like they use music like recent music.
Interesting.
Normally you know, those movies or those choices are a little annoying, but it worked really well. Everything in this movie just worked for me. It's definitely one of those, like this will be some 13-year-old, this is going to be some 13-year-olds, The Social Network for somebody, you know, like, I'm a little too old for it to like really move me as like the #1 movie of all time, but I can see the energy. Like I can see how people like it, how a young person could get really excited about this movie.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
Like the most annoying person's favorite movie. Yeah. I could see that. I could see that with this movie. I might like it. But at the same time, the most people who like put Wolf of Wall Street as like their favorite movie of all time are not good people.
Yeah, no,
They're not great. They're not great human beings. They didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for this one. I'm obviously gonna go watch it this week. So I can't wait. This is actually one of my most anticipated of the year.
What it deserves to be. I will say, going back to Uncut Gems comparison, Uncut Gems is a funnier movie for sure. This is more of a drama. Uncut Gems is more like a comedy thriller, in my opinion. But I will say this one is definitely more commercially accessible. Like, you could take your girlfriend or your mom or somebody to see it, and it's not like going to offend them. Versus like you take them to see Wolf of Wall Street, it's like, come on, why is there all this nudity? You take them to see Uncut Gems, come on, why am I having a panic attack? Like, there's not going to be none of that here, but there is enough to get like women involved. That women could like it, men are going to like it because, you know, he's just being the ultimate dude, man, whatever. And there's also a good amount of action and thrills and suspense in it too. So great film. I'm
excited, man. Yeah, it's interesting to see where the Safdies are going to end up. I know, I forget the name. I confused them, man. But one of the Safdies is a pretty good actor as well.
Yeah, Benny. And that's why it's so funny. Like, you really see them split off. Benny's the actor's director. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Emily Blunt is literally just an acting showcase. The Smash Machine, like, barely any action, kind of moves kind of slow. Versus this one, highly stylized, very quickly cut, very like music is gonna blast like super loud, and yeah, it's a different. Definitely, the different energies are palpable here, but it's dope.
Yeah, man. Timothy wants that Oscar, man. Let's see if he can get it. He's trying for it when it comes to Marty Supreme, and he chose this release date for a reason. That's what he wanted.
Christmas.
Yeah, to be as close to award season as possible and to be as close to the deadline as possible. So, yeah, shout out this movie. I'm definitely going to check it out, man. You convinced me. I mean, I was already convinced, but I'm definitely going to check this one out.
Yeah.
RB3, it's been a stream, man. It's been a stream.
This stream has been a long one. Yeah, man. Thank you for rocking.
We've had people come in and out, but we appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate everyone who tuned in at any moment. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you as well. RB3, where can everyone find you, man?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere at First Cut TMO. And we will be having our website coming very soon, y'all. I've been grinding, trying to get it done. So, you know, we're getting there, but it's coming.
Dope. And you can find me at Squire Ace on everywhere, social media wise, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And for the First Cut crew, yo, we're going to be peacing out. RB3.
Peace. Oh, by the way, Cinema Gorilla, your comments are funny. We're going to have to address these next time. But I love the, like, La La Land, the whites are jumping out. Hilarious. Oh, man. I love La La Land, too. But
yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Getting at me equals a bloodbath.
You do the math, take you out the equation.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. With the 4/5 divide you in half. You getting at me equals a bloodbath.
Only one can remain.
It's either me or you.
Only one can remain.